Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm doing part 2 of the Heroclix Powers and Ability card, and today I'm going to go over the attack abilities. And there's a couple things I need to go over before I start into this, because you need to know a couple attack abilities that is on the dial. This League Elite has a standard attack symbol, which is the single fist. The Atom and the Hawkeye have the double fist, which means it's a duo, which means you can make 2 separate attacks. Your first attack is your full damage, and your second attack is -1. So in this case, the first attack would be 3 damage, second attack would be 2 damage. You can make 2 ranged attacks or 2 close combat. Since they have no range, you can only make close combat attacks here. And then the final symbol I need to show you is this Sharpshooter, which is that bullseye. That means this character can make a ranged attack in close combat. Normally, if you're in close combat, you have to make a close combat attack. But if you have the Sharpshooter, you can make a ranged attack on someone and have those abilities that affects that. Alright, so let's get into this tutorial. I'm going to go quickly right over just the names of the powers so you have an idea of what I'm going to be covering. Blades, Claws, and Fangs, Energy Explosion, Pulse Wave, Quake, Super Strength, Incapacitate, Penetrate and Psychic Blast, Smoke Cloud, Poison, Steel Energy, and Telekinesis. So the first attack ability that I'm going to cover in this tutorial is Blades, Claws, Fangs, which the League Elite has. As you can see, he has the red colored 9 on his attack slot, which gives him the ability to do Blades, Claws, Fangs. When this character is given a close combat action, you may roll a d6. After making a successful attack roll, the result replaces the character's damage value. The net damage value is locked. So basically what you do is you do your attack. You'd be a 9 on a 12. I know some of you are probably like, why is he using the worst figure ever? This nasty parasite. Well, because there's another power that I want to show you that he has that I need to cover. And this power, Blades, Claws, Fangs, should get me to use that ability. So you need a 9 on a 12. And that hits. The League Elite has 1 damage. But when you use Blades, Claws, Fangs, you get to roll 1d6. And then on the result, that's how much damage you do. And that's locked. So it does 6 damage. So that's really awesome. He takes 6 clicks, and now he is hurt. Now Parasite is damaged quite bad. Now the second ability that I want to cover over in this review is Steel Energy. That Parasite has there. It's black on the attack slot. He has a 7 attack, and he needs to hit a 16. So he needs to roll a 9. Parasite rolled 11. That hits. Steel Energy. Each time an opposing character takes damage from a close combat attack made by this character, heal this character of 1 click of damage. So Parasite's attack hit. He does 2 clicks of damage. The League Elite will take 2 clicks. And the Steel Energy is non-optional, so you have to do it. You actually heal a click for using Steel Energy. And as you can see, he just healed up. So that's how you use Steel Energy. So the next power that I want to show you is Energy Explosion. Beta Ray Bill is a pretty good character to show this power. He has Run and Shot and Energy Explosion, so he can do a Run and Shot attack and then use Energy Explosion. And when you target a character, it does 1 damage, but it does 1 damage to everyone around that character too. So it's really nice. So here's the example. Beta Ray Bill is a flyer, so he can fly over this wall and use Run and Shot and Energy Explosion. He's going to come over here, take a shot on Parasite. He's got 11 attack to his 12, but he's in hindrance, so it'd be a 13. He only needs to roll a 2. But the other thing is, if he does hit, then it goes off and splash damages onto characters around him. Now this League Elite has a 16 defense. So for the Energy Explosion to actually affect him, the attack roll needs to be to at least hit a 16 to hit everybody. So Beta Ray Bill will roll the dice. It's a crit hit. Now this is a really good example here. On the normal damage here, it would do 1 click of damage here and then 1 click of damage here. But since it's a crit hit, it does 1 here and then 1 here and then it does it again. It'll be 2 and 2. He is still alive. He is also still alive. The next attack power that I want to cover is Pulse Wave. Give this character a ranged combat action, half his range, which in this case would be a 4 range. Draw lines of fire to every character within range of this direction. So in this case, if you count 4 squares away, every one of these characters is in range. But now if I place a character 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, way over there, that character would not be affected in this pulse wave. So that's pretty far range. Line of fire is only blocked by walls, blocking terrain, or elevated terrain. So if it's all on the same level, it hits everyone within range. If there's more than one character in range, it does 1 click of damage to everybody. If there's only one character in range, it does the full amount. Her full amount is 3 damage, so she could pulse wave to one character and it does 3 damage straight through. Pulse wave goes through every ability. Basically, the dial just is blank. You don't have any defensive powers or any powers to help prevent an attack. But in this case right now, she has to attack all 3 of these characters because she does not have a move and attack ability to pull off Pulse Wave. You can only use Pulse Wave with Run and Shot or Stand Alone because you cannot use Pulse Wave with Hypersonic. One thing I would like to mention, characters in hindering terrain still get their bonus by +1. So let's make this attack roll and see what happens. She has a 9 attack and Brainiac has an 18 defense with Energy Shield. Because she's using Pulse Wave, he will not be able to use Energy Shield deflection. Normally that would be a 20, but since it's Pulse Wave, he doesn't get to use that and it's only an 18. Then we have a 10 defense here. With hindering, it'd be 11, and then since it goes through hindering, it'd be an 18. It's a 17 plus 1 would be 18. 9. It'd be 8, so it's a 17. It misses this character because of the hindering. It would go through. It hits this character, and it misses this character. Because it targeted more than one character, it still only does 1 click of damage. And Parasite is KO'd. So the next attack ability that I want to cover is Quake. Give this character a close combat action. Until the attack has been resolved, this character's damage value is locked at 2, if it is greater than 2. Make a single attack roll and compare the results to the defense values of all opposing adjacent characters. Each character takes that damage from the attack and is knocked back. So Robin here can attack both of these characters using 1 dice roll, and if he hits them, they get knocked back 2 squares, and they take 2 clicks of damage. Robin has leap climb, so he cannot move and do this, but if he had charge, you would be able to use charge and Quake together. Robin rolled a 17. That hits both of the characters. They get knocked back 2 squares, and they take 2 clicks of damage. Takes 2, and the legally dies. Alright, so the next attack ability that I want to cover is Super Strength. When this character moves due to its own action, it may pick up an object as a free action and carry it. The object must be either in a square that the character occupies or is adjacent to the square. If this power is lost or countered while the character is holding the object, immediately put the object in a square the character occupies. If this power is cancelled while the character is carrying an object, it continues to carry the object. When this character makes a close combat attack targeting blocking terrain, a wall, or an object, modify its damage value by +2 for the attack. Here's an example of picking up the object. He has a 9 movement and he's super strength. He's going to move 1, pick up the object, and then continue 2, 3, and then 4. Now he's holding the object. Then you would give him a token to show that he moved his action, and he picked up the object as using a free action. And now I'm going to show you how to use the object in an attack. Brainiac has a 10 attack, 4 damage, and he's holding the object. An object gives you +2 for a heavy object, which is a red object, so this gives him +2 to his damage, and a yellow object is +1. So he's 4 damage here, +2, which is 6 damage. That's a lot of damage. And then you just make a close combat attack, 10 on a 16. That's a 7. That hits. Hitman has super senses. He misses, and he will take 6 clicks of damage, and then you remove the object from the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 hit KO. Now that's how you use Super Strength. Another way you can use Super Strength is you can actually throw an object at a character. You use your same attack, 10 on a 17, and you just throw the object at the guy, and then you roll your dice, and then this does 3 damage, a light object does 2, and there's a certain distance you can throw them. A heavy object can only go like 4 squares, and a light object can go up to like 6 squares. The reason for this is because some characters with Super Strength don't have range, and that would give them some range to be able to throw an object. But Brainiac has an 8 range, so he really doesn't need to throw an object. He has 4 damage. You know, he's going to do more damage with a normal attack than throwing an object. But if you have a character that has 0 range, throwing an object sometimes can trick your opponents, and it's really helpful sometimes.